Imagine opening your eyes every morning with a heart unburdened by doubt, a soul unchained from the shackles of fear. Picture stepping out into the world, every stride pulsing with purpose and assurance. What if the trepidation that once clouded your thoughts could be transformed into the fuel that propels you to new heights? Today, we embark on a journey, a quest to unravel the mysteries of fear, to expose its true nature, and to learn how to not only manage it but use it as a stepping stone to greatness. But before we dive deeper into this, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're ready to take a ride through this journey. Let's begin by challenging the very foundation of our anxieties. Reflect for a moment. How many doors have remained closed simply because fear whispered in your ear? How many brilliant opportunities passed by because the prospect of failure or rejection kept you paralyzed? And how many sparks of joy were smothered before they had a chance to light up your world? Fear is one of our most primal emotions. It's wired into our DNA, a biological alarm system designed to protect us from danger. Yet, in our modern lives, that same instinct often misfires. No longer are we running from wild beasts or hidden predators in the dark. Now, we are haunted by the specters of social isolation, financial turmoil, and the fear of not being enough. Today, we will strip away the illusions that fear has built around us and reveal its secret. Fear is not the enemy, it is a signal. The nature of fear. The illusion unmasked. At its core, fear is nothing more than a reaction to uncertainty. It is our mind's way of preparing for potential threats, a legacy from an era when survival depended on being hyper-alert. The ancient amygdala, our brain's sentinel, was perfected in times when danger was a daily reality. Back then, fear kept our ancestors alive. In our current world, however, the dangers have changed. Now, the threats are often imagined scenarios, fabricated by the creative power of our minds. Consider this. Have you ever felt your heart pound before a big presentation or a critical life decision? That flutter isn't a signal that doom is imminent. It's your body's call to action. When we fall into the trap of catastrophizing, our minds build elaborate, nightmarish narratives of what could go wrong, often magnifying minor setbacks into insurmountable obstacles. The truth is, fear is a mirage, a distortion that grows more menacing the more we avoid confronting it. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once remarked, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This insight reveals that the terror we feel is often more daunting than the actual events we fear. It's not the event itself that cripples us. It's the endless what-ifs that imprison our minds. In our journey today, we will learn to see past the mirage and reclaim control over our destiny. Shifting perspectives. Turning fear into a teacher. To truly break free, the first step is awareness. We must train ourselves to notice when fear is whispering its deceptive tales. Begin by observing your thoughts. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, when you imagine every possible disaster, pause. Ask, is this fear based on reality, or is it a product of my overactive imagination? By recognizing these patterns, you take the first step toward transforming fear into an ally. Next, it's time to reframe your perspective. Instead of viewing fear as a relentless enemy, see it as a wise teacher. Each moment of anxiety carries with it a lesson, a chance to learn about resilience, self-worth, and the untapped courage within you. For instance, the fear of failure is not a signal that you're doomed to fall, but a reminder that every stumble is a stepping stone to growth. In the face of rejection, remember that each no brings you closer to the yes that will change your life. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once stated, "What you resist, persists." In other words, the more you try to shove fear into the shadows, the more it will haunt you. Instead, welcome it. Embrace its presence and let it guide you. When you confront your fears head-on, you strip them of their mysterious power and begin to see them for what they truly are. Fleeting sensations, not the final verdict on your destiny. Transforming the body's response. From terror to excitement. There's a remarkable truth about the physical sensations that accompany fear. That racing heartbeat, the clammy palms, the shallow, rapid breaths. They are the same signals that accompany excitement, anticipation, and passion. The only difference is the narrative we choose to attach to them. Imagine if, in moments of fear, you could consciously declare, "I am excited." Instead of shivering in terror, you would be electrified by the thrill of the unknown. This small linguistic shift can unleash an avalanche of positive energy, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Athletes, performers, and public speakers have long harnessed this technique to transform anxiety into dynamism. They understand that the body's response is neutral. It is our interpretation that charges it with fear or exhilaration. With a simple change of words, you can rewire your mind to convert nervous energy into a powerful force that propels you forward. The power of exposure. Dissolving fear with action. While changing your mindset is vital, there's another key to liberation. Action. Every time you choose to confront your fear rather than avoid it, you chip away at its power. This is the essence of exposure therapy. A gradual, deliberate process of facing what scares you until the fear diminishes. Whether it's speaking in front of a small group or taking on a challenging project at work, each courageous step builds resilience. Imagine if every small act of bravery compounded over time, reshaping your inner narrative. With every risk you take, you send a resounding message to your subconscious. I am strong. I am capable. Even when the fear remains, its grip weakens with every moment you step forward. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more your mind learns that the worst-case scenarios rarely come to pass. The secret of the growth zone. Leaving the comfort of the familiar. Now, let's talk about the space we all know too well. The comfort zone. It's that safe, familiar place where everything feels predictable and secure. But while the comfort zone can be a haven, it's also a trap. True growth lies just beyond its borders, in a realm we might call the growth zone. Here, challenges push you, risk inspires you, and the lessons are as vast as the horizon. Within the growth zone, fear does not vanish, it transforms. It becomes a companion on your journey, a signal that you are stretching beyond your limits. Every challenge you face in this zone is a chance to become more resilient, more innovative, and ultimately, more aligned with your true self. Embrace the uncertainty. See it not as a threat, but as the fertile ground in which your dreams can take root and blossom. Fear setting. The blueprint to mastering your anxieties. One profound strategy to dismantle the paralyzing effects of fear is the practice known as fear setting, a concept popularized by entrepreneur Tim Ferriss. Unlike goal setting, which focuses on what you want to achieve, fear setting asks you to define your fears in stark detail. Write down the worst-case scenarios, examine them critically, and then plan specific actions to mitigate each risk. By laying your fears out on paper, you demystify them. You'll often discover that the catastrophic outcomes you imagined are far less likely or severe than your mind had led you to believe. This exercise is not about convincing yourself that nothing can go wrong. It's about reclaiming control by transforming fear from an abstract monster into a series of manageable challenges. The narrative of fear. Rewriting your life story. Our inner dialogue is a powerful force. The stories we tell ourselves shape our perceptions, our emotions, and ultimately our reality. If you constantly whisper to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll fail, or I can't do this, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the liberating truth. These narratives are not set in stone. They can be rewritten. Through techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy, you can begin to challenge and transform these limiting beliefs. Replace, what if I fail, with, what if I learn something invaluable? Substitute, I'm not capable, with, I have unique strengths waiting to be discovered. With every mindful choice, you reframe your inner script, paving the way for a life driven by possibility rather than paralysis. The invisible strength of community. In the battle against fear, isolation is one of its greatest allies. When we keep our anxieties hidden, they grow in the shadows, fed by secrecy and self-doubt. But when we share our struggles with others, we tap into a reservoir of collective strength. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. Mentors, friends, support groups. People who remind you of your potential even when you forget it yourself. Remember the inspiring legacy of figures like Rosa Parks, who, despite deep personal fears, chose to stand up for what was right. Her courage was not born out of an absence of fear, but from the strength drawn from her community and an unwavering belief in justice. In sharing our vulnerabilities, we create a network of support that diminishes fear and amplifies our ability to act. Transforming fear into purpose. The alchemy of courage. There is an undeniable paradox at the heart of our struggles. The very thing that paralyzes us can also propel us forward. Every time you confront a fear, you do more than survive. You transform. Think back on those moments when you faced a challenge head-on, even if you trembled inside. With every obstacle overcome, you evolved. You became more resilient, more insightful, and more capable of navigating the unpredictable currents of life. Great thinkers and leaders, from Nelson Mandela to Malala Yousafzai, remind us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important. Their journeys teach us that fear, when faced with unwavering determination, can be the catalyst for monumental change. Embrace that spark, and let it ignite a flame of purpose that illuminates your path forward. Harness the power of mindfulness. Another profound way to dissolve the grip of fear is through mindfulness. In the midst of chaos, mindfulness offers a sanctuary, a space where you can observe your thoughts without judgment and acknowledge your emotions without becoming them. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to name your fear without letting it define you. Imagine pausing in a moment of anxiety. You take a deep, deliberate breath, and instead of fighting the sensation, you observe it. This is fear, you tell yourself, noticing its presence in your chest or its tight grip in your stomach. In that simple act of awareness, you reclaim power. Studies in neuroscience have shown that mindfulness can quiet the amygdala, the brain's fear center, while empowering the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thought and emotional regulation. In this way, mindfulness becomes a tool for rewiring your brain, transforming fear from a relentless tyrant into a gentle guide. The practical steps to a life beyond fear. Now, let's ground these insights into tangible, everyday actions. The journey to conquering fear isn't a single monumental leap. It's a series of small, deliberate steps that, over time, build an unshakable foundation of confidence and resilience. Here are the steps to carry with you as you step forward. Acknowledge without judgment. Recognize your fear for what it is, an experience, not a definition of who you are. Instead of saying, "I'm scared," say, "I notice fear and I'm here with it." Breathe through the storm. When fear grips you, pause and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold briefly, and exhale slowly. With each cycle, feel the tension ease away, and remind yourself that this moment will pass. Rewrite your narrative. Challenge the negative stories your mind spins. Transform "I can't do this" into "This is challenging, but I'm learning and growing." Every word you choose can reshape your reality. Take small, bold actions. Fear thrives on inaction. Each time you make a move, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, reaching out to someone new, or trying a task that intimidates you, you weaken fear's hold. Celebrate each victory, no matter how small, as a testament to your strength. Cultivate gratitude daily. Shift your focus from what might go wrong to what is already going right. Each day, jot down a few things you're grateful for. This practice rewires your mindset to notice abundance rather than scarcity. Embrace the unknown. Step out of your comfort zone and venture into the realm where true growth happens. Understand that every risk, every uncertain step, is a chance to discover a new layer of your potential. The unknown is not your enemy. It is the frontier of transformation. Connect with your community. Share your journey with those who uplift you. Vulnerability breeds connection, and in that shared space, fear loses its isolating power. Reach out to mentors, friends, or groups who inspire you and remind you that you're not alone. The ultimate revelation. Fear is your gateway. Now, as we near the end of this transformative exploration, consider this radical possibility. What if the key to living an extraordinary life isn't in banishing fear, but in embracing it fully? Instead of building walls around your anxieties, imagine constructing bridges with them. Each time you confront a fear, you are not merely surviving. You are evolving, expanding, and stepping closer to the life you truly deserve. Visualize standing at the edge of a vast, turbulent sea. The waves represent every fear you've ever known. Small ripples of doubt and massive, crashing tidal forces of uncertainty. Most people spend their lives clinging to the shore, terrified of being swept away. But true freedom, the kind that sets your spirit alight, comes when you dive in and learn to swim amidst the waves. Understand that you are not separate from these forces. You are a part of the boundless ocean of life. With every stroke, you harness the energy of fear and transform it into the momentum that propels you forward. The mystic poet Rumi once urged us, "Don't move the way fear makes you move the way love makes you move." In that wisdom lies a powerful truth. When you shift your motivation from fear to love, every challenge becomes a dance, every setback a chance to learn, and every moment an opportunity to become more deeply alive. Let this be your mantra as you navigate the unpredictable currents of existence. Your journey beyond fear begins now. Every moment, every breath, is a fresh start. With every challenge you face, remember that the growth you seek lies just beyond the familiar boundaries of your comfort zone. Embrace the energy of fear. It is not a force to be vanquished, but a guide leading you to unexplored realms of possibility. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you no longer allowed fear to dictate your every move? Imagine the places you could go, the dreams you might chase, and the person you are destined to become. With each step you take, remind yourself that the path to greatness is not paved with the absence of fear, but with the courage to journey through it. Today, let the spark of bravery ignite a transformation within you. Speak your truth, take those small yet significant actions, and allow the lessons of fear to mold you into the best version of yourself. Your destiny is not defined by the obstacles you face, but by the boldness with which you rise above them. The call to action. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? The world awaits those who dare to move beyond their doubts and embrace the unknown. This is your moment to transform every tremor of anxiety into a beat of determination, a steady rhythm guiding you toward your most magnificent life. Stand tall in the face of uncertainty. Recognize that every fear you encounter is a chance to learn, to evolve, and to become stronger than you ever imagined. Whether you're stepping into a new career, reaching out to forge a meaningful connection, or daring to pursue a passion that sets your soul on fire, know that you possess the inner strength to overcome any challenge. Today, as you leave behind the weight of trepidation, carry with you this unwavering truth. The life you dream of isn't waiting on the other side of fear, it's waiting through it, unfolding with every courageous step you take. Each moment of uncertainty is a reminder that you are alive, that you are resilient, and that your journey is filled with endless possibilities. Embrace the turbulence of life with a heart that is both tender and resolute. Let your voice ring out with conviction, let your spirit soar with hope, and let your actions speak louder than any whisper of doubt. The power to transform your life lies within you, unbound, unlimited, and infinitely brave. As you step forward into the unknown, remember this. Fear is not a barrier, but a beacon, guiding you toward growth, evolution, and the uncharted territories of your own potential. It is the whisper in the wind that calls you to adventure, the pulse that drives you to take risks, and the spark that ignites the fire of your dreams. So, dear friend, as you navigate this incredible journey, allow yourself to be moved by the beauty of uncertainty. Dance with your fears, laugh with your doubts, and celebrate every victory, no matter how small. The world is vast, your potential limitless, and your time to shine is now. Go forth with a heart full of courage, a mind open to change, and a spirit ready to transform every challenge into an opportunity for greatness. You have everything you need within you, every resource, every bit of wisdom, every ounce of strength, to create a life filled with passion, purpose, and endless possibility. Live boldly. Love deeply. Rise unstoppably. Thank you for joining this journey. May you forever harness the power of your fear and turn it into the most potent force for transformation in your life. The adventure begins with a single step. Take that step today and step into the brilliance of your own becoming.